you want to kick us off and then I'll start as well?
How do you think you had that in the bag with say 2 overs to go?
Yeah, I think I'd back our bowlers to defend 21 off 12, I think it was at the end, but I think Hannah Rowe and Maddie Green were outstanding at the back end. They played brilliantly to keep New Zealand in the game, and when you need 3 off the last ball, it can go anywhere. So credit to Maddie for sticking it out and playing a match-winning innings.
What's the feeling like there, though, like, in terms of one that got away potentially?
Yeah, potentially. I think credit has to go to New Zealand. They bowled extremely well to us and had really good plans and executed beautifully. So we knew that it felt a bit light on the score that we had, but we knew if we bowled well, we could have got away with the win, which is disappointing. But I think, New Zealand were a class outfit today with bat and ball. So, it keeps the series alive and makes for a big game in Auckland.
Should be a good occasion too, Eden Park, a few people in.
Yeah, hopefully. I think, the crowds here have been beautiful and they get well supported. So it's been really nice to be out here playing against New Zealand in their conditions, and hopefully we see more of the same in Auckland.
Just a word about Frankie Mackay. Were you aware, obviously, she was struggling out there with injury, and were you trying to use that to your advantage? Just a word on how she performed? Yeah. Obviously, when you move around the batting order, it can be a little bit hard, but I thought she played well with the conditions that were in front of her, and obviously feeling injured and whatnot. I thought she played some great shots against Darcy Brown, so she definitely got them back in the game when it seemed like it was slipping away. And it was one of those games that the momentum swung both ways throughout both innings. So hope that's a sign of where international cricket is at the moment. Any team can win. So
LJ, do you want to jump in first?
Sure. Beth, how hard was it to bat out there? It just seemed like none of the Aussies really got going.
Yeah, we had a discussion about that at the innings break. I think they were tricky conditions and it was really hard to start on. And even someone like me, I was out there for the whole game and I never felt like I could really get the ball out of the middle, which, as I said before, I think New Zealand bowlers bowled really well. They had some great plans to us and they executed them beautifully. So credit has to go to the way they played, and I thought they were an outstanding fielding outfit today too. So, 1 or 2 of those go for 4. The outfield's slightly quicker and it's a different game, but it was anyone's game today, and unfortunately we were on the wrong side of that.
And what did you make of Darcy Brown's debut?
She didn't even look like a debut for her. I think she held herself really well, looked like she'd been out there for years. So, it's a sign of where Australian cricket is at the moment, where we can bring someone in who's played in the Big Bash against some of the best players in the world, and she came out and did not look out of place at all. So we're extremely pleased for Darcy, and hopefully we see more of that in the next few years.
Cool. Thanks, Beth.
All good.
Thanks, LJ. Andrew, do you want to jump in?
Thanks, Lucy. Hi, Beth. Just a bit more on Darcy's debut. What was she like this morning around the team when she knew she was going to play? Obviously, saw a bit of a cap presentation. Just what was she like?
Like anyone, you're always a bit nervous, and it's a really special day when you get to make your debut and wear the green and gold. So she was a little bit nervous, but she's got some South Australian friends here who looked after her, and Megan Shute did a pretty good cap presentation too, so that would have calmed her down a fair bit. But as I just said, she did not look out of place at all and looked like she'd been out there for years, just on how she bowled and how she fielded. So hopefully she's really proud of herself and her performance, because that will be one to remember for her.
I know you're in the middle, obviously, all the batting innings, but do you know if there was any conversation had about maybe sending Ash in when you lost your second wicket? I think there was about 9 overs to go, and the way she played in the first game, was that talked about?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think anyone in our lineup can bat anywhere, and obviously Rach Haynes has done really well in the middle order for our team and been going beautifully. So I never question the decisions the coaching staff make, because at the time it's the right one. So I think we were probably 10 or 15 runs short, and it's a different game. But as I said, I think they bowled really well, and whether Ash came in earlier or not, who knows, but it was definitely a really hard wicket to start on, considering how tight they were bowling. So we did the best we could, and unfortunately today that wasn't enough.
Thanks, Beth.
Thanks, Andrew. Mel, do you want to jump in?
Oh yeah, hi Beth. Just maybe following on from Nash's question, just more generally in the Australian camp, Is there a philosophy of being able to move players up and down the batting lineup, or is it more a case of you trust the batters who are going in at that time to do that job every time?
A bit of both, I think. It comes down to probably matchups as well. We've got a lot of left and right-handers in our lineup, so against particular bowlers, we like to have different combinations of that going in. Also, you look at the top 6 in our team, and we've got some of the best batters in the world, so we have batters that can play any role in any situation on any given day. So whilst it might seem from the outside that we might try too much or change too much, I think within our group we're really confident and supportive of each other and the decisions that get made. And it's T20 cricket, so you can nitpick it all you want, but that's just the way the game goes sometimes.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mel. And Russ?
Yeah, thanks, Beth. Can you just give us a take on why Lisa Perry's only bowled 1 over in 2 games? Is that just indicative of, as you mentioned before, when you bring in young bowlers, you've got tail back and you're going for fast? Nicola Carey's preferred in the last over there as well. Can you just give us an idea on what's going on there?
I think, as was mentioned after the last game, we've got some great options within our bowling lineup. Obviously, the pace and bounce of Darcy and Taylor is something other teams in the world don't have, so we're probably the envy of them. I think we've got every kind of spinner we could possibly have, as well as bowlers who have a lot of change-ups. So, like I just said about the batting order, I think Meg out there has done a wonderful job for a long period of time in making decisions based on what she sees in front of her. And today, I thought Nick bowled really well in the last over and was unfortunately just really unlucky. You can set a field all you want and protect different areas, but when it goes down to fine leg off the last ball, no one's really expecting it to go there. So I can't tell you why she's only bowled 1 over. I can only tell you about the bowlers who've been bowling, and I think they've been doing a wonderful job.
Just more broadly as well, just on the back of your innings today and talking about the wicket, obviously there's a World Cup here. Do you have to really adjust and do anything? Can you do anything on the run now, or will you just sort of get through this tour and then go back and maybe work on ways to combat the wickets when you come back next year?
I think we're adapting as we go. Obviously, we're playing on 3 different grounds in these T20s, which is awesome for this group heading into that World Cup, just getting an idea and a feel for what's to come in the next 12 months. But there's always conversations happening on the sideline and out in the middle about the conditions, and I think as much as the conditions might have played a part today, as I said, I think New Zealand bowled extremely well. So I think we'll take as much as we can from this tour and see where we get to, and obviously take that intel into the World Cup next year.
Thanks, Beth.